Welcome to the So Social Radio Show. I'm your host, Richard Martin, along with my amazing co-host,
Cheri Martin, and we are the WCN Interactive Team, business growth, marketing, and social media consultants, helping you to
dream it, plan it, build it, and most importantly, successfully do it.
That's right, Richard, for growth, prosperity, and success, our cool old GPS formula. And each Wednesday at 12 noon on TalkNetworkRadio.com, we share tips and techniques to grow you and your business, plus demystify social media and marketing for you so you can have more fun
and more profits.
Yes, yes, yes. And we want to make sure all of our listeners today know that you can connect with us on Facebook at So Social Radio Show. Give us a like there. Let us know what topics you would like to hear a conversation on. We are all about education and want to bring you what you want to learn. Also, there is a top pin post there on the So Social Radio Show that gives you a little bit more information about our guests. And we're excited. We have a full studio here today. So
absolutely.
Full house. I love it. But we do want to make sure that we give a shout out to our partners and our sponsors before we get started.
Absolutely so. They make all this happen. I want to start with Toastmasters, a world leader in communications and leadership development. Find out how you can improve your speaking and leadership skills. Visit toastmastersd84.org.
And Business Acceleration Summit. This is a rapid growth business summit for social entrepreneurs to mastermind and grow their business while creating a deeper impact on their clients and community. You can register at businessaccelerationsummit.com for the next event, which is this September 28th through the 30th. And it is here in Melbourne, Florida, beachside at the Crown Plaza oceanfront. So go to businessaccelerationsummit.com and we'll see you there.
And everythingbrevard.com, a Brevard County, Florida community website, keeping you up to date with everything that's happening in Brevard. And get your business listing on everythingbrevard.com.
And Sheer Artisans Salon and Art Gallery. They are a full-service salon specializing in hair color, skincare, and makeup, located in the shops of West Melbourne, Florida, at 1533 West New Haven Avenue. The salon also hosts a gallery of fine artwork from local artists. So you can go get your hair done and buy a piece of art. They also have some amazing custom jewelry as well. So you definitely want to go there. Contact Sheer Artisans at 321-729-8989. That's Sheer Artisans at 321-729-8989. And if you would like to learn how you too can be either a partner, sponsor, advertiser, or a special guest, you can go to SoSocialRadioShow.com, click on there and get all the information, and contact me, Cheri. I look forward to hearing from you.
Absolutely so. And I got one more thing to promote.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Your event next week.
The event on August 10th, which is Building Influence Through Social Media. This is going to be a workshop, a 2-hour workshop, and it's going to be out on 192 in Melbourne at the Buena Vita Estates, which is right across the street from Cheddar's.
That's right. And that you can get all the details on that and register at a special link. It's on our website at bit.ly/SM brand message. That's bit.ly/SM brand message. You can also contact Richard at 321-446-2155. 321-446-2155 in here. I know our seats are filling fast, so you definitely want to come and join us. It's a lot of fun.
All right.
Well,
let's get on the show with these three fine guests that we have here
We're
today.
really thrilled to have the three guests with us today on the So Social Radio Show. We're going to be having a conversation with them on relationship and appreciation marketing. But before we begin our conversation, I do want to do some brief introductions to our audience so that they can get to know our guests a little bit better. We have with us Steve Schultz. He is the president of field operations with Sendout Cards. Steve has actually been working in the networking industry for 27 plus years. And when he was first introduced to the industry, he was a full-time school teacher. And as he says, a school teacher not making enough money to do the things he wanted to do financially. I think we can relate with that sometimes, right? And after working his business part-time, he said about 3 to 5 hours per week for about a year, his wife Colleen was able to leave her teaching position. And then about a year and a half later, Steve was able to leave his as well. And over the past 26 plus years, he has built an organization of more than 170,000 independent representatives, and has earned more than $20 million. He is joining us today from Wisconsin, and I want to welcome you, Steve, and let you know we're happy that you're here with us virtually, but let everyone know the city that you are from there in Wisconsin, so I don't butcher the name.
You are such a chicken.
Yes, I am. And I'm a Midwesterner gal, too.
Listen, guys, it is an absolute pleasure to be spending a little bit of time with you here this morning. I live in a little city just west of Milwaukee. It's actually right between Milwaukee and Madison, Wisconsin. It's a great little place out in the Lake Country. The name of my city is Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Obviously, it's an Indian name, and I think the legend is that the Indians were settling here, and they said, "We can no more walk." And so they said, Oconomowoc.
I love it. We've probably passed through it. Richard is a recreational pilot, and every once in a while we get up to Oshkosh, and I have a niece up in the Appleton area, so we have traveled through Wisconsin when we get back down to Iowa and Missouri. So we've probably passed through it, and I will definitely look for it for the next time.
Well, Richard, you probably know that the EEA was just this past week in Oshkosh, and so the lake that I live on, boy, we saw aircraft flying over all week long. All different types of aircraft headed up to that air museum up there, and it's such a great event.
It's the fourth largest air show in the world, and the largest civilian air show. It's amazing. But then again, I can talk flying all day long.
I gotta say, if I just sat back and let you two talk, he'd talk about aviation. I want to make sure but we're going to hear more from Steve and Richard in just a few moments. But I do want to make sure we introduce our other guests. They're both in the studio here today. We have AnnStone, who is a senior manager with Send Out Cards. She's also a very special and longtime friend of mine. She inspires me with her energy and her passion for community, and I'm just blessed to have her in my life. So I'm excited that you're here today, Ann. And after a successful career of teaching kindergarten, another teacher here in first grade with the public schools, Ann decided to try something different and go into direct sales with the company Color Me Beautiful. She was a trainer for the company and trained all of the JCPenney associates there in the cosmetic department in the southeastern states. She then found a women's clothing company called Weekenders, and that's how we met. Right. I was her client. And she used her skills from Color Me Beautiful and became a manager for this company as well. And when Weekenders closed their doors in 2008, Ann was very fortunate to Send Out Cards. And this is a company that gives back to others through appreciation, which we'll be talking a lot about today. And in all of Ann's professional career, she has continued to teach and reach out to help others. And again, Ann, I am just so blessed again that you're here with us today, and want to welcome you here to the So Social Radio Show as well.
Thank you so much. We're going to have a fun time talking about Send Out Cards and relationship marketing, and it's great to be with you and Richard and Toni today.
Exactly.
And Steve.
Well, and Toni is our other in-studio guest. She's actually a client of Ann's. She uses Send Out Cards, but she is a multi-million-dollar producer with Charles Rutenberg, right? Realty. She has been using Send Out Cards to within her real estate business, and she is going to be here today to really share her successes and some of the experiences she's had with Send Out Cards and what it's been doing for her business as well. So I'm so excited that you're here, Toni.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
And it's been a while since I've seen you, so that was another fun, because I've known Toni as well. She was in a networking group that I was in with her and Ann. So I'm very, very excited. And I know Ann's passion with Send Out Cards, but we want to first start off by asking Steve a really important question. Richard, what is that question?
You got me.
Yes, yeah. It's really funny because Ann gave me a list of questions, and I kind of abbreviated. I said, "What is SOC?" So Richard asked me, "What is SOC?" So I said, "You need to ask Steve that."
All right. Hey, Steve, here it comes. Get ready for it. What is SOC?
You guys are a riot. I feel like the redheaded stepchild because I'm the only one not in the studio.
We got a redhead in the room. Be careful.
We have two, but I'm redhead too, so I could relate. Awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys. Send Out Cards is an amazing company. The company's been around for about 14 years, and what they do is I always tell people that Send Out Cards is a system. Send Out Cards is a system to let people build relationships. And guys, when you think about it, that's really all life is. Life is nothing more than building relationships and sharing ideas. And when you are passionate about something, you have a tendency to tell people. I don't care if it's your grandchildren, if it's a sporting event, and your favorite team, anything that you get passionate about, you share with people that you have relationships with. And it's the system that Cody Bateman has put together is by far the best relationship building program in the world. These are greeting cards. It's greeting cards and gifts. We can't make anybody mad at us. You're not going to get mad at me when I send you a greeting card or a gift, right? We have a 100% open rate. Think about it. When was the last time you did not open a greeting card? This is a physical greeting card. It's not an e-card or anything like that. But Cody's put together a system where we can reach out to people with literally, a tiny little, I always call it recycled pieces of cardboard, little tiny greeting cards. You can add a gift to it, and you change people's lives. Because when you open up that card, you make people feel good. You make people feel good, and you strengthen that relationship. And that's the system that Cody has put together, and that's the system that we are trying to get people to use all over the world to bring people closer together.
And a tremendous idea and a genius at that, because I know when it first came out and I first saw or heard about Send Out Cards was when everyone was sending those e-cards. And then, of course, what happened with those e-cards, there were a lot of viruses that were being put in those. So people stopped doing that. And, I know that I have every single one of the Send Out Cards that I've received from Ann and many others. I never get rid of them. They're so personalized.
That's the thing right there. I feel exactly the same way. I'm looking at a shelf in my office right now that is just packed with all of the cards that I've received over the years, because we personalize them, because you have the ability to go to Facebook, go to other social medias, outlets, and grab pictures, and you put these pictures on these cards and you send them to people. They're never going to throw them away. They look at them, and we've had people frame them. Mm-hmm. They're on people's mantles. They don't want to get rid of those cards because of the personalization, and it's a great little system.
For sure. And I know a number of people that do use them, both as distributors, that this is their business, and as well as clients. And like I said, we have Ann here. What would you like to add to that, Ann, about Send Out Cards? What has it been for you and for your clients?
Well, it's been a change for me because I always did like to send out cards, and I was taught by my mom to send thank you cards, so I did that. But I didn't have a system. I would go to the store and I'd buy a stack of cards, and guess what? The stack of cards just sat there and sat there because I had to address them, go to the post office, and Send Out Cards does all that for you. You don't have to stamp them. You don't have to address them. You have your own contact manager with our system, and it remembers birthdays and anniversaries so you don't forget, and you look so good when somebody says, oh, thank you for remembering my birthday or my anniversary.
That convenience is the number one plus for the selling point. Yeah,
I just smile and say, well, you're welcome. And another thing is that with all this technology going on, it's still such a joy to go to the mailbox and receive a handwritten card in your own handwriting, your own signature, and your picture on there.
I know it. It's cool. What are some of the experiences you've had, Toni, when you've sent them out to clients of yours?
I love the system. I've like Ann was taught to always send thank you cards, and I have a good friend of mine that always said that was like the special touch was opening your mailbox and getting a card. Mm-hmm. She said with all the people email and text nowadays, she goes, but there's nothing like a card, and I agree with her. And so I just think it's a valuable tool to use for my business, and I use it for personal and business. Mm-hmm. And it's nothing like getting a card in the mail, and they're so professionally made. They are beautiful cards. The cost that you're paying per card, if you were to go to the store to buy that card, would pay triple the amount.
Mm-hmm. And it is difficult.
Sure.
Yeah, Steve, right. I mean, it's difficult to find a card that really says what you want it to say in the store. I mean, I can stand in front of the Hallmark aisle or in any store or any of the grocery stores and look. It takes me forever. But yet I can go on to Send Out Cards and create it personally.
And there's thousands of cards to choose from.
Those
yeah,
stores
what's funny
are
about that,
closing.
you guys, is that there's an entertainment factor to this. I mean, you can watch guys stand in front of a card rack, and it's entertaining because they are clueless. Richard, I'm throwing you and me under the bus, buddy.
You gotcha. I'm right there with you. You know.
and seriously, people you watch guys and they're staring at this rack of cards and they have no idea what they're looking for. And finally, they go, "I gotta pick something." So they just pick any card. Then they flip it over and they see $4.99, $5.99, $6.99.
Yes.
If you live in Canada, $8.99, $9.99. And now they're mad because they have to do something nice for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And, with send-out cards, guys, the reason people don't send cards, because I don't think you're going to find anybody on the planet who says, no, I don't think sending cards is a good idea. Everybody thinks it's a great idea, and everybody loves to receive them. Everybody loves to send them. But the reason people don't is because, number one, it's inconvenient, and number two, it's too expensive.
Exactly.
Well, with us here at Send-Out Cards, we've completely eliminated those objections. Because with Send-Out Cards, literally, you can grab your phone, click on our app, choose one of our 20,000 cards that are already, pre-written, or you can create one on your own. You create the card, add pictures. Like Ann said, you can even do it in your own handwriting, and you hit send. And Send-Out Cards will print it, stuff it, stamp it, and mail it for you. Okay, the cards are like $1.17 each plus postage, and you can send that card in less than a minute. Less than a minute. So when you see people, oh, happy birthday to Mary Smith who's on Facebook, you go, oh my gosh, I forgot Mary's birthday. You grab your phone, you grab your computer, you send Mary a card. She's going to get it a few days after her birthday, but who cares? You sent a greeting card.
That is so spot on, Steve, because I know myself. We have 8 grandchildren between us. Richard and I do, and 7 children between us, and then our 8 grandbabies. But there's a birthday or something happening every month between anniversaries and birthdays and whatever.
Yeah.
But so my favorite part of this system is the alerts.
Yes, reminders.
It's just that you do have to take the time to get everything entered into there, though, right? To make sure you get the alerts so you have everybody in there. But the system not only works, as you said, for personal. I know, Toni, you said you use it for personal and business. What are some of the best features that you have found for your business in the real estate market?
I use it after I close on a property. About 6 weeks after we close, 4 to 6 weeks, the new owner will get their deed in the mail. So I send them a reminder to do their homestead.
Oh,
and when I
great
send
idea.
that, I usually send it with a couple brownies.
Oh, the brownies are to die for.
I mean, really, the cost for a card and 2 brownies is what you would pay to go buy a card at the store.
Yeah, and they're getting
right.
something special.
And they're getting something in the mail. So I send that out to remind them. It's about 4 to 6 weeks after they close. So that's kind of like a first touch after closing, that they get something from me after the sale. And then I send them anniversary cards every year.
Wow.
There's so many cards to choose from on Send Out Cards. You won't go wrong, in finding a card.
Mm-hmm. So, Ann, I guess it's the best touch system there is for follow-up then, right?
Definitely the best touch system. And what's so exciting now is that we have our phones with us all the time. Who doesn't have their phones right in their pockets or in their purse? And you can take a picture right then and there. You've met somebody at a networking group, take their picture, send them a card, send them some brownies. Boom, it's done. It's already on its way before you even get home from the
Wow.
networking group.
I include a picture on my post-closing cards of them in front of the house. I just started doing that. So I take a picture the day of
Yay.
closing.
How special.
A lot of people, I say I'm not using this for social media, and they're like happy about that. They don't want me to post them all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But I say, but you'll see what I do with it. And they get the picture in their card, 4 to 6 weeks after closing. So that's a nice extra touch.
Now, that's a framing card.
Mm-hmm. And then,
Yeah, and that's what happens, isn't it? That's
Yes.
what happens, Toni. When somebody closes on a house and you take a picture of them standing out front of it and you send them that card, I promise you that if you walk back into that house after they've received that card, they'll have it on display.
Right.
And, Richard, that kind of plays right into your most favorite word of all.
Being rememberable.
Yes.
Which is not a word, which is why I use it.
It's his word.
Yeah, it's
But
Richard's word.
but that's what he's all about, is how can you stand out? I mean, we live with so much clutter out there because, especially those of us in business, yes, there's social media and you do need to use it, but you need to use it effectively. But so many individuals, and I have been very guilty of it, you kind of you cheat. You start getting lazy, and you just start sending emails, and you start just posting on social media, happy birthday. But I think it's just a phenomenal tool to be able to use a system like Send Out Cards to just really stand out and be, and it helps brand yourself as well as someone that does care.
Yes, and you can put the branding on the back of your card.
Oh, that's
Anything
right,
you
for the
want.
business. Yes, you can.
Yes.
Because that's one of the first things I noticed, Steve, when I set up the system, that I could send them out personal, and I could change my name and my address for my personal. Then if I wanted to make it for business, I could go ahead and change it out and make it for my business. And I think that is so, it just makes it simple, makes life simple, because we have so much stuff going on.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And you hit it right on the head. In today's very competitive world, because of social media, you have to stay top of mind. You've got to stay top of mind. And with the system that Send Out Cards provides, you absolutely will stay top of mind. But there's a catch to it. And Richard and Cheri, I know you guys teach this all the time. What you don't want to do on social media is sell people. You can't sell on social media, and so you can't get on social media and say, come to this and buy this and da-da-da. No. You share things on social media. Well, we say the same thing about our greeting cards. We say, listen, guys, when you're sending cards to your clients, 80% of the time, build relationships. 80% of the time, send a card that doesn't say anything. I mean, you can have your branding on the back, but send a card that just says, hey, thinking about you, Christmas in July type of thing. 80% of the time you build relationships, 20% of the time you spend marketing. And a lot of people get that mixed up. A lot of times people are like, oh, no, they just market, and it just turns people off.
Oh, Steve, yesterday you posted something. Well, I saw you on Facebook, and you said that August is Happy Month. Tell them what we're doing.
Well, I'll tell you what. This came from a distributor that lives on Vancouver Island, and it's funny, guys, because if you Google, what, like a month of the year, say, Google August, and every single day there's something going on. Like the other day, it was Take an Alien to Lunch Day. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous stuff. And one of our distributors, she said to me, she goes, hey, did you know that August is Happiness Month? And I'm like, hey, I don't know if you're making that up or not, but even if you are making it up, let's say it's true. And she said, no, it is true. So I got on Facebook the other day. I threw a video yesterday morning, and I said, all right, you guys, listen. August is Happiness Month. And what we do here at Send Out Cards is we spread joy. We spread happiness. And so I challenged everybody to send one big card. Now, not one of those little 5x7 cards that we have that we normally get. Send a great big card. All right, send a big card to 31 people. One big card for every day of the month to somebody who's not in Send Out Cards. They're not a customer. They're not a distributor of ours. But we want them to feel the power and the value of getting a great big card in the mail. So I put that challenge out to every one of our customers and our distributors, and the big cards are flying out of our company this morning. People said, okay, Steve, I'm taking that challenge. And so people are sending these great big cards, and we can personalize them. And I promise you this, when people go to their mailbox and they get that big envelope that says, do not bend on it, and sometimes the Postal Service is going to have to deliver to the front door, they're going to look at that and go, what is this? And that's going to be the first thing that they open, right? And I promise you, they're going to put a smile on their face, and whoever sent them that card is going to get a phone call that says, how did you do that? How did you were you stalking me on Facebook?
Absolutely so. It's a term I use. It's called disruptive marketing. And what it is,
stealing that from you. I love that.
Go ahead. It's we're all programmed to act and react in certain ways, in certain times, certain events, on all that stuff. And anytime you step out of that norm, you're disrupting the mental energy that goes around in somebody, and that's what makes it stand out. That's what makes it memorable, and allows you to grow your business over time.
Absolutely.
Richard, that's funny that you say that, because we mention that a lot. Everybody kind of expects what? They expect the thank you note, they expect the birthday card, they expect the holiday card. But if you can send the unexpected unexpected card. And that's the disruption that you're talking about there, Richard.
Absolutely.
That's what keeps you top of mind. That's what will keep you top of mind and really cement those relationships. Because business owners, they're always worried about the new customer. We got to go get some new customers. It's like, no. Take care of the customers you already have. Send them unexpected cards. Make sure that you're top of mind in their eyes. They will send you more referrals than you probably can possibly handle.
Absolutely. So, I mean, this isn't something new. This isn't something I just came up with off the top of my head. I mean, you look at what did Netflix do to the movie business? What did iTunes do to their business, the music business, and radio, all of that type of stuff. And that's what Send Out Cards is doing to the card business. Sorry about that, Hallmark. I mean, you got some great stuff, but
no, it's definitely a unique system, and I know that myself. Anytime I've sent a client a card, when I first used the system years ago, I was very much into the habit of sending out cards, and I have been coaching with Ann because I am going to be becoming that person again, because you do get kind of caught up into the crazy world and wearing a lot of hats as entrepreneurs do. And the one thing I realized I was not doing any longer was keeping in touch with those clients that I have serviced, or even family members. They're all over the United States. So using a system like this really can help you to just be remembered by them, as well as let them know that you're thinking of them. And I think that's really special. An email does not do that.
No.
An email does not.
There's
And
no
a high
emotion,
on,
no.
and a high on Facebook really doesn't do that. But blending all of the items together, all of these marketing pieces together, and to me, sending that personal note is very much something that I want to do more of. I know we had a very special guest, and Steve, you may have met him or have heard of Bob Berg. He wrote The Go-Giver. He is based out of the West Palm area here in the Jupiter area in Florida, but he actually was on our show a little over a year ago, and he does all his own handwritten notes. Mm-hmm. And I was just felt very special when I received that in the mail. So it is something that, when I know my own behavior when I receive something, so I want to put that smile on other people's faces as well. And so Ann, for our listeners today that would love to be able to tap in and find out how they too can do this, how can they get a hold of you? How can they send a card or maybe a sample card? Where can they contact you at?
Well, they can go to sendoutcards.com/AnnStone, and they can send a free card on my account.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. A free card. And that's Send Out Cards.
I'm going to do that.
Okay, Steve. I like that.
Send one of those big cards, okay?
I'll get an email from Ann tomorrow going, could you please replenish my account?
Well, I know that Toni has told me that all of her business is from referrals. And I know that's because she really cares about her clients and loves selling houses and putting them in their special place that they want to be. But she's also following up with the send-out card system, and I know that really helps you to get the referrals, too.
It does. And I get as much joy sending them as they get receiving them, because when the anniversary comes up and I get that little reminder to send them a card, I relive the closing. I get to think about it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, has it been 2 years already, or has it been a year already? Because what I do in their profile where it says anniversary, I put the anniversary of the house sale.
Oh, wow. That's
my
really
reminder.
Unique. Yeah.
Right. And it really, really gives me as much joy sending it as them. And, Ann, on the free card that they're going to send from your website,
yes,
they should send it to themselves. Because I sent myself a card one time. I wanted to see the quality. I wanted to see how my business card looked on there. I wanted to make sure what my clients were getting was, looking good. And I was so impressed with that when I got it in the mail. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what they're getting. It's a glossy card. It's a nice card. I mean, you just can't go wrong with it.
I would suggest that you send it to yourself, but also send it to someone that you really care about, because that person is going to call you and say, thank you so much for this card.
They
and
sure
how
will.
did you do that?
Right.
And as far as, we all are very busy. What is some recommendations or tips that you can give to people using send out cards, like to save time, so they don't have to go in and create every card? They can actually put some stuff together.
Yes, they can make some campaigns that have the card already made up, and all they have to do is add the person's name, because it's already in your contact manager. And if you have issues with, how am I going to put all my contacts in my contact manager? Well, we have the most wonderful help in send out cards. Our customer service department is wonderful, and they will help you put the contacts in.
Wow.
So that saves a lot of time. And
Love it.
And they're so helpful with questions and with answers to your questions.
They are great on customer service.
But after
I've
you
had to-
get all of that, then it's just so simple. You make the card up, and you meet somebody at a networking group. You come back, and if it's a new customer or somebody you just met, put their name in, push send, and it's gone. It's just, and they do it for you. They put the address on there. They put the in an envelope. They print the card with your handwriting. They stamp it, and they mail it in the mail to that person.
And I know that very few people are doing this, are actually mailing those cards out. So you are definitely going to be noticed when you start doing that.
I have a card file at home of all these cards I bought through the years, intending to mail them and never did.
I do as well. I have a stack. In fact, I used to buy from a company out of Colorado. I won't mention the company's name because I think they're still in business. But I used to buy boxes of cards and thank you notes and stuff. So, because I used to live in Europe, so that was really, I would have loved this system when I lived in Europe, because that's when I really did a lot of writing and communicating with my family. It was pre-Facebook, we're talking a lot of years ago. But I used to do that, and I found a stack of them when I was cleaning through a drawer the other day. They're yellowed and all this, but I actually found one that I had bought. I think it was for a family member that had a new baby, and I never mailed it. You do.
It happens.
I have a card from my godson. He's 21 now. It's still sitting in my drawer.
Wow. So, okay, I don't feel so bad. Steve, so you and your wife are doing this together then, right? Working together?
I mean, Colleen and I have, people ask about that a lot. I got involved in the networking industry 27 years ago, and Colleen and I were both school teachers, and you told my story great at the beginning of the call, but yeah, this is something that you absolutely positively can do as a team. We're out actively trying to share what Send Out Cards has to offer, and our whole lives, and like I mentioned this earlier, our whole lives, all I try to do is just be nice to people.
Oh, I like
just if you're just nice to people, and I think the entire world can take a lesson from this. If you're just nice to people, you try to add value to people's lives. I look for reasons to open doors for people. I buy the person behind me, whoever's in line behind me at Starbucks, I'll buy their order every now and then. They have no idea who I am. I drive away and they're like waving, going, "Oh my gosh, thank you." And it's like, you don't have to know who I am. I just want to add value to your life. And so Colleen and I, we live with that philosophy. It's like all we want to do is just build relationships, be nice to people, and share our passion, whether it's stuff our kids have done or whatever we're passionate about. Send Out Cards. It's like, listen, all we want to do is just share our lives with you. And there's no better way to do that than the system that Cody put together here at Send Out Cards. And so, yeah, it definitely is a team effort. Colleen doesn't actively build the business like I do and how I help other people do it. But she's constantly, she's sending cards. Let me this quick story. My daughter Emily, she's 26, so she's not a little kid or anything like that. She sent me a text message the other day. She goes, "Hey, Dad, what's your username and password for my Send Out Cards account?" And I must have been under a spell because I gave it to her. And so I called. So then it was about a week later, I called her and I said, "Hey, why did you need my username and password?" She goes, "I was out of points and expense."
Oh, how funny. But you've taught her well.
Yeah. So
Hey, Daddy.
she's sending cards from my account
Oh,
now.
gosh.
So it's just, it really is a family adventure that we're a part of here.
That is so cool because, I can hear the passion in your voice. I mean, we have not met personally. I did just connect with you on Facebook, and I think I sent you a LinkedIn invite. But
I saw it. Yep.
Anne speaks so highly of you and everyone else there in the Send Out Card family, and that's what she calls it, is a Send Out Card family. And I know
it is.
When she helped me get my because I became a client of Ann's, and she helped me set my account up here recently. She was on the phone with me with customer service, and I thought it was so cool because the one thing that really impressed me was when we were finished with that customer service individual, Ann asked for his name, and I think it was a department or something where he was at,
Yes.
or because she would send him a card, and I just thought that was so awesome. What a testimonial,
Yeah, they like getting cards too.
They do. And I'll tell you what, if you ever, walk through our customer service department, you'll see that all the cubicles where all the representatives are sitting, and they're just covered with greeting cards. They're covered with greeting cards from distributors that have sent them, appreciation is what it is. They're simply sending appreciation.
Well, and the way our market is today for any of us in business, we realize that, it has definitely shifted. I've been in marketing for a number of years, and as I share with everyone when I do a workshop, is that the funnel is basically flipped. We're not just putting information out there and hoping that one or two people drop through the funnel. That funnel is now upside down. We have a few brand ambassadors or close friends that we are now communicating with and building relationships with. They're the ones that are out there being our brand ambassadors. And so if we can touch those people, that's, to me, the first people you want to make sure that you're touching. They will definitely spread your message and help you as well. It is all about relationship marketing. You mentioned social media earlier, and you're right. Don't sell on it. It is a communications tool, and what better tool to add to that than the Send Out Card tool?
One of the things that Cody, our founder, is doing now, he's sharing with some business owners on how they are using the Send Out Cards. And I think there's one today, Steve. I'm not sure exactly who's going to be on there today, but he's had realtors on there, and he's had, I think it's a builder today, I'm not sure, but how they have used the Send Out Card system and how it has helped them. And some of them, one of the girls that was on the other day, it was a metal company, scrap metal. And I think she said they did, I think it was 70%, was that right, or 71%? Over what they did the year before just for sending out cards, and that was the only thing that they did.
And he does that Facebook Live, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
So there is a perfect blend for getting the word out, and instead of, like you said, Steve, selling on, and hey, buy me, or sign up for a free card or whatever, you can use social media to get the word out and show it and be
sharing that with everyone.
That's cool. That is cool. So I understand there's two parts, as we kind of discussed here, to Send Out Cards, Steve, the being a client or using it as a business. Do you want to kind of share a little bit how someone can actually create a business with this?
Yeah, I tell people all the time, I said, what's going to happen? What's going to happen when you start using this system and you start sending out these greeting cards and gifts to people? They're going to call you. They're going to call you, and they're going to say, how did you do that? And you're going to explain to them the system a little bit. They're going to say, well, can I do that? Can I be a Send Out Cards customer? And you're going to say, absolutely. Now, if you are not a distributor with Send Out Cards, you're going to have to refer that person to the person who signed you up. Mm-hmm. But if you are a distributor with us, because this is the only way that Send Out Cards has ever gathered any customers is through independent distributors. We don't do any advertising, anything like that. So if you are a distributor, you have the ability to sign that person up as a customer or as a distributor if they want to, share it with other people. And the bottom line is that all the customers that you sign up in the business, every time they send a greeting card or a gift, you get paid. You get paid a percentage of the volume. It's a very cool thing. Yeah, it's a very, very cool thing. And to become a distributor, okay, there's always a downside, you guys. It's $50. It's $50. It's ridiculous. The microphones that you guys are talking in right now cost a heck of a lot more than $50. Right?
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, There's a one-time setup fee of $50. The first year is $50, and then there's an annual renewal fee to maintain your distributorship of $59. So I tell everybody we give you a heck of a deal the first year, then we sock it to you the next.
And then, of course, keeping your postage up there. And I mean, I always have a little bit of money in my account, and it's just, and and the points that you gather for your cards and everything like that, because I think Toni pegged it right on this, hit it on the nail, or the nail on the head there, about how much a card costs if you go into the store, and you mentioned it too, Steve. So knowing that you have this system that is right at your fingertips, because who's not on a computer, and now that you can use the app as well on your mobile phone, your mobile devices, you can just go in and create that card, and you're saving probably, what would you say the average save would be on a card?
Oh, it's a lot. I mean, our cards are $1.17.
Yeah.
So it's like, go figure that out, you guys. I mean, that's $1.17 per card. It's like, wow.
Exactly. I mean, I think the last card I bought was about $4.99. And then if you want a music card,
Right.
Which we can do that too in our cards, so we can.
That's right. And I
put a code
love,
in there.
what I love is how Send Out Cards has really expanded with their gift items. And
Yes.
I mean, it's not just the brownies. Everybody talks about the brownies because they are delicious.
They are good.
I remember, I think the first box we got, and I didn't want to share.
She did.
Guess I'm going to have to send another box.
And I know that anytime I have sent those, that people have mentioned, wow, those are pretty good brownies. Where did you get those? Well, they come from the Send Out Card system. You can get those too, whatever. But I do love the fact that there's gift cards, and especially when you have grandchildren, you don't know what to buy them, so.
The gift cards are great. I send them with cookies or brownies for thank you to like people that refer business to me and things like that. I sent a candle to a friend in June for her birthday. She absolutely loved it.
Oh, good.
I love it. And I hear that a lot when we used to be in our networking group, and I hear everybody say, "Ann, thank you for the brownies."
Yes.
She knows how to get
Well, I want to ask you one more question as we begin to wind down here. Okay. Now this is intense. I want you to sit down. Okay.
Okay, we're sitting down.
We're sitting down.
On that, what can we expect from Send Out Cards in the near to midterm future?
Steve knows lots of
Yeah,
secrets.
that's why I'm asking
He
Steve.
knows
Yeah.
lots of secrets.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you where we're headed, you guys. We are a technology company. Send Out Cards is a technology company, and we are working on things that literally are 3 to 5 years in the future. And if we don't keep up with technology, we're going to get run over.
That is
And
true.
with, it really is. I mean, when you take companies like Amazon, Netflix, and iTunes, and Richard, you were just talking about this, what those three companies were able to do is that they were able to collapse an inefficiency in our marketplace. In other words, those three companies have made our lives easier. The way that we buy music, the way we rent movies, the way that we purchase things is easier. Well, that's what Cody has done inside the greeting card and gifting business. He's made our lives easier. Well, that's great for today. But what's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen in the next 3 to 5 years? Well, we're working on technology where, and listen, this is not happening tomorrow, but we're working on technology today where you can literally go on social media. You can click on, there could be a post that says, hey, it's Mary Smith's birthday today, and through voice recognition, you can simply say, send Mary a card.
Wow.
And through that voice recognition, your Send Out Cards account will pop up, and all through voice recognition, you're going to be able to send Mary a card without touching your computer, without touching your smartphone. And what we're trying to do is just streamline things, make things easier. That's the direction that we're headed, and we will never ever stop sending gratitude to the world. We will never stop trying to bring the human race together. That's what Cody's goal is. Cody's goal is to try to bring people together. And he always says there's only one race, and that's the human race. And through gratitude and through appreciation, through the system of Send Out Cards, we're making that happen. And technology today is wonderful, but man, is it a moving target. It is a moving target. And we have to keep up with technology, and the things that you're going to see in the future are going to enhance Cody's dream of bringing the human race together. It's just going to be easier and simpler to do that.
Well, that just gave me goosies.
Me too.
Well, and I love that because I've seen how it's evolved. I think I mentioned to you before we got on the started the show today, that I was first introduced to it back in 2006 when they were a partner with a business that I was affiliated with, and I was like, this is kind of cool, but it didn't really hit me until I started getting more involved in how marketing is ever evolving. And you're so spot on when you say that, Steve, that we have to always be 3 to 5 years ahead in our thoughts.
Yeah. Yep.
Because
and that's how that's.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that's what when you walk back into our IT department, these people don't think like normal people.
That's right.
That's a good thing.
Thank goodness they
thing.
don't.
I mean, these if you guys know an IT programmer, it's like they live in their own world, and they have vision that most people don't have, and they're up at 3:00 in the morning programming, and they're sleeping at noon. It's just a weird dynamic, but I'm so glad those people are in our lives.
Oh
too.
yes.
Absolutely so. I mean, the wonders that's there. I mean, just look at what the automobile's gone through, not in the last 100 years, but in the last 15 years. Look what's happening, and we all know all this stuff with Tesla and all that other stuff is going to be here. Where's it going to be in the next 10 years?
And you don't have to parallel park; you just push the button and it does it for you.
There you go. I mean,
They're going to start driving for us. We don't have to drive pretty soon.
We're not that far away from the Jetsons and the air car, whatever thing it was that they were flying around then. It's getting close.
Right.
Well.
And all this ties into the communications of how we're doing, and you're right. Everybody sitting here and is totally agreed in the fact that sending somebody through snail mail makes an impact because people don't do that anymore.
Exactly.
So stand out, make a difference, do something.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Absolutely.
And Steve, we're so appreciative of you being here with us. I know Ann was so
Me too.
excited
Yes,
when I had asked her, let's get you guys on the show. She goes, we thought you were going to be here with us next week, so I was going to get to meet you, but I'll meet you one day.
One of these days he'll get down here.
But I know that you're also
Exactly.
you're also an author, and I believe the name of your book is, I have it written here, Yes, Sometimes It Is About the Money. Where can our listeners actually get more information about that book or get that book from you?
Yeah, it's a fun, easy little read. It's just my story in the past 27 years of me building a business like this. You can get it on Amazon. You can just Google it, either my name or Yes, Sometimes It Is About the Money. You can go to Amazon. But if you go to YesSometimesItIsAboutTheMoney.com or theSteveSchultz.com, I can intercept those orders, and I'll sign the book for you and send it to you, and all the proceeds go to the Humane Society here in Wisconsin. We are huge animal lovers, and so we take all the proceeds from the book and we send it to the Humane Society. So if you guys are interested, grab a copy of that. If you want me to sign it, go to theSteveSchultz.com, place your order, and I will be able to intercept those orders and sign it personally for you.
Awesome. And I'll make sure this all gets put up on our So Social Radio Show page on Facebook, along with Ann's actual link, which is sendoutcards.com/AnnStone. So everyone here listening and tuning in, and those that are going to be hearing our podcast here shortly, you can go on and send a card to yourself and send a card to someone special.
Yes.
I love that. But we are, again, Toni, what is your website? So those that are out there that are looking for the home.
It's www.tonisellsboulevard.com or tonisellsboulevard@gmail.com is my email.
All right. And all of this information, again, I'll put it up on So Social Radio Show, and I'll make sure you guys can share it out as well. But we just Thank you, Richard and I, from the bottom of our heart. Thank
Absolutely,
Steve
guys. Thank you for coming in. And
Tony.
Thank you very much.
Fun
too.
fun to have
Thank
a
you.
full house. And for those of you that want to know a little bit more information again about Richard's program next week in the Melbourne, Florida area, contact him at 321-446-2155 or go to bit.ly/SM brand message.
Can you believe we're out of time? It
We
just
are.
goes so fast.
It does. So everyone will be here again next Wednesday at 12 noon on the So Social Radio Show. Make it a great social week.